Hi, everyone. Well, the universe decided to test me today. I went to Aldi because we needed to get more fruit water and a couple other things. So, if you've listened to like recent episodes, um, I've talked about like this bitch that works at Aldi that I did Instacart pickup twice and like the shitty experience I had like with her. So now I just don't do Instacart pickup. I just go into the store myself in the hopes of not really having to like deal with her. There was like a month that I stayed away from Aldi and Alicia went and got stuff, but now I feel like I can go back into the store, just not do the pickup. So, anyways, so I go to Aldi and I get the things I need and I go wait in line. And right before it's my turn, that fucking bitch was switching registers and I was her first fucking customer. So yes, nobody fired that fucking Aldi bitch. But you know what? I believe in people maybe learning from shitty behavior. Um, anyways, I was a little petty. Um, because I was hoping that she wouldn't remember me. And part of me thinks that like she probably recognized me but wasn't sure. And I just didn't make any eye contact with her. Like, can you fucking believe it? Like, at that exact moment, right before it's my turn, that's when she needs to get on the register and, like, it's her turn. So, like, of course, my paranoia was like, she knows it's you. That shit was on purpose. She's gonna fuck with you. And I would just like to pat myself on the head because I'm too tired to reach behind me into my back and pat that. Um, you know, old me would have capitalized on this opportunity to make her feel like a piece of shit after what she did to me. And thank goodness I am not that person anymore because that is a crappy way to like be. And so instead, because I'm not at the point yet where I just, ugh, like, that bitch really like fucked me up. Like, I did not appreciate her treatment, especially that last time. Like, that was uncalled for. Anyways, and I'm probably repeating myself, but I don't remember if I said this last time. But in order, when I filed the complaint, I can't go back through all of that. You'll have to go back into those episodes to find out what happened, like what she did. But like when I filed the complaint on the internet, the only way it was going to get to the actual store was if I had a fucking phone conversation with somebody about it. I think I talked about that, but I don't know. And I think that's fucked up. I think I'm really fucking sick of people not offering other ways to get things where they need to be without you having to get on the fucking phone. Like, what was the point of me even filling out all of that shit? All of it. Like, I wrote the thing down. I took my time with like that message or that email or whatever it was. What was the point of that if you're just gonna call and make me repeat what I fucking said? So I had to shut my eyes to hear half of the conversation well enough do you know what I mean? It's so fucking stupid. There was no point to that phone call. Like, I was irritated. But I was that desperate to like make sure that that lady got a fucking spanking from the universe or something. So imagine my sadness, my disgust, whatever, when I saw that she's still working there. So I noticed the thoughts I was having. I was like, this motherfucker. And then I was like, you know what? People need jobs, I suppose. So maybe I shouldn't just be like, get her fired. Like, there's a process, whatever. But like, I have a little bit less respect for Aldi for keeping that bitch employed. I'm just saying. So the thing that I did that was petty was I got up there, I ignored her hello, didn't make eye contact with her. Caesar, I love you, but maybe later. He's trying to get up here. Um, she scanned my stuff. Caesar, thank you. Sorry, Caesar is like insatiable sometimes. There's like a microphone here. Can you wait until I'm done? So sorry about this. He has no idea what I'm doing. other than talking to myself. Um, so like when you go to Aldi, like if you have water, well, I suppose this maybe is true for any store, but like they don't like it when you put the water cases on the conveyor belt thing. Um, Caesar. Okay, bye. Sorry if you heard that. Um, so I left it in my cart. And so, like, when you shop at a place like Aldi, they already have an empty cart next to them. They scan your shit, they throw it in that cart, you pay for your stuff, you get that cart, and then you go off to the side and you bag your own groceries. But when you have water, you just keep the water in your cart and you get to use your cart. So, she seemed a little bit annoyed that, like, I don't know, the empty cart was farther away from her register because I had the water in mine. Anyways, basically, I just paid for my shit and then I went to leave and didn't bother to pull up the empty cart for her so that she didn't have to stand up from her seat by the register and go do it herself. I've done it for everybody else. I won't do it for that bitch, and I didn't. And that gave me a small amount of satisfaction. And when she said goodbye, have a nice day, I really wanted to say, fuck you. But I didn't. I just said nothing. It was as if she did not exist. How she felt about that is none of my business. Maybe it didn't register because she's already miserable. But I was that was as petty as I could get. One day I will be able to not feel the need to do that and just pay for my shit and like say hello and goodbye like a regular person, I suppose. But no, no, bitch, you still work there? I'm not being nice to you. I hope you fucking remember me. Okay, anyways, moving right along. But I didn't shank her or nothing. I'm so proud of myself. Okay. Not that like never mind. Not that like I feel like I need to shank people, but anyways. So that happened and then I went to do a hike today. Similar area. Well, it was the same area. I was just parked on the opposite end of it from where I went the other day. And oh, hold on. I had to clear my throat. I hope you did not hear that. So, I was talking last episode about how the guy across the street from us suddenly got the stage 4 cancer, and I talked about that. Well, so I'm out on the hike today and I sat down for a break and I checked my phone and like Alisha texted me because she must have been talking to Janice and he died last night. And I cried for a little bit. Because I forgot to say this last time too. Like his name was Tommy and he was like a large reason of uh, one of the reasons that I decided like I need to stop letting my anxiety keep me from doing things. And so lately I've been going on different hikes, checking out different areas by myself, which I don't do. And because, like, when that happened, and when I first found out that he had stage 4 cancer, and it was just like one of those reminders that anything happens at any time to anybody. But, like, also before that, I've talked about my internet scholar, is what I call him. He's actually the primary motivator. I forgot to say that last time for me getting out and doing things because he talks about going out and exploring and doing things. Oh, hold on. So sorry. I'm very unprofessional. But he's talked about like going out and doing things. And when we have our chats and stuff, um I always like would have thoughts of I need to be brave again and go do things like that because I used to and I just stopped when I stopped working at a regular job. And so he's like the primary motivator, but like Tommy getting cancer was like the secondary motivator. And so I thought about him when I was hiking today. And sorry, maybe stop listening or skip ahead several minutes or whatever if you don't want to listen to me talking about death because I don't want to trigger anybody. If like you're recently like if you're going through something like losing somebody or whatever or somebody who's got cancer. But I was just thinking like um life is just weird and Like the dude, Tommy, not even a month ago was out mowing. Like across the street, we have neighbors that were there or that have lived here many years before we moved in. And the lady across the street, she used to be his walking buddy. So like spring, summer, they were always going on walks around the neighborhood, and she doesn't get to have that anymore. And Janice and Nadine are having to deal with this because like that's like family to them. Um, and Janice was like, this is harder to deal with than when my mom died, which makes sense because her mom was like old, 90s or late 80s, something like that. She lived a full life and it was kind of expected, but Tommy was not like anywhere near that age. And this just came out of nowhere, and took him quickly. I'm glad he's not suffering anymore, but so I'm just so when I was sitting there on the bench thinking of him, I was like, death is so fucking weird because I just saw him out doing stuff, you know, like I don't know, we don't know him like the other people on the street do. I would say maybe acquaintance is as like we were at least close enough to get blueberries when he would deliver them every summer to everybody around us. And I remember the first time that happened, I probably did an episode about it. And I remember thinking, like, wow, we're part of the cool club now. Like, we finally get to have the blueberries like everybody else on the street does. So it's just sad to think about just shit like that doesn't get to happen anymore from him. And the guy, like, he seemed like he enjoyed his quiet, peaceful life. He lived by himself. But it's like, I'm out there hiking and I'm like, thinking, did he get to do what he wanted in life? Did he have any regrets? You know, like how quickly you must have to accept something like this. I don't know. So, and I don't mean to sound cold or callous or anything when I'm talking about this. I'm just not as upset as like Janice and Nadine or the people across the street are because we didn't know him like that. But I just think it fucking sucks. This fucking sucks. So, so yeah, I'm gonna keep him and my internet scholar person in mind when I go and try new things and work through my anxiety and just remind myself that like you only have this one life. You know, do some things that you don't typically do. You know, I don't know. But anyways, moving right along. Alicia goes next door. I am pivoting. So I'm sorry. I'm not cold. I'm just gonna pivot from that to Alicia's going to live next door tomorrow, Saturday, and Sunday because Janice and Nadine are going somewhere. I don't know where. And Alicia's going to do some dog sitting. So I'm looking forward to having the house to myself for a few days. Um, Thinking about like, oh, is there a project I could start in the house or something? Or do I just keep going on my different hikes? Um, and do that. And also, this is like really random, but I still subscribe to fucking Paramount. I mean I can't, I have to. I don't have to, but I'm a serious TV watcher. And there are shows on there that I watch. And Big Brother is the show that I live for. I have seen every fucking episode, every fucking season since it started. I have seen other countries' versions of Big Brother. I fucking love it. I live for this show every summer. And I'm about to make the same complaint that I've made before, which is I am tired of seeing people fucking crying on Big Brother. Like, excuse me. These little girls, I'm sorry. Like again, this cast, I'm pretty sure like at the very least half of them are neurodivergent, including the people I'm about to like shit all over. But like seriously, these little girls are on here crying because they're back on the fucking block. And I'm sitting here like, How the fuck did casting select some of these people? I know this sounds like an asshole thing to say, but it's just how I feel. Like, and I feel about, like, I feel this way about most shows I watch that involve a competition and people. And I'm just like, how do casting pick people like this? Were your audition videos that fucking good or something? I don't get it. So, like, you get selected out of thousands of people who want to go on this show. And do you not watch the show? Have you not watched it before? Like, you don't have to be a super fan, but do you know how the show fucking works? Like, I don't get it. I mean, I guess people apply to shows and they don't know everything about them or something. Like, I don't, I think that's weird. But, anyways, I'm like, Big Brother is a fucking game. Your job is to get to the end or as far as possible. And in my opinion, just try to figure out a way to do it and still be a good human. But, like, it's a game, Like, do what you want to do as long as it's within the game rules. And so these bitches are like, these little girls are like, oh my God, boo hoo, why did they put me back on the block again? It's not fair. Oh my God, that other side of the house just doesn't like us. And like, I was watching last night's episode, and two of them were just crying with each other. Shut the fuck up, is what I want to say. Shut the fuck up and play the fucking game, you pussies. That's just how I feel. You're sitting there crying. Like, use your fucking brains because they're not dumb people. Like, they're smart, in my opinion. They can strategize. They can, like, I don't get it. It's just like, I mean, I don't know. I've never done Big Brother. I know you're locked inside a house with all these people for days and weeks and months, and you miss things, and stuff is sad, and I'm sure you feel rejected. But can you not, like, separate that this is a game and you're back on the block? And why don't you figure out how to get the fuck off the block? Maybe how to not get back up on there. Maybe you strengthen your relationships with other people. Like, maybe do something about it instead of fucking cry. I'm so irritated about that bullshit. And people like that, I'm always like hoping that they just get out quickly of the game. Like, people just need to vote them the fuck out and move on. I know that sounds like an asshole thing to say, but it's how I feel. Stop crying. It's a game. Are you serious? And then, like, there's this other person who, to me, in my opinion, is going through some meltdowny behavior. If anybody's a Big Brother fan, do you remember Josh's season where he was banging on the pots? I thought that was so fucking obnoxious. And I was like, oh my God, how can somebody behave like this in front of witnesses? And then I learned about autism and that I am autistic. And I was like, yeah, that dude was like meltdown mode. That's just, you do shit that makes sense and it doesn't make sense to anybody else. And so there's this one dude on there that did similar behavior in last night's episode. I want that one out too. Not because of, I mean, yeah, I think that's annoying behavior. Like, I really don't think you should be banging things and making loud noises when you're pretty much trapped in a house with other human beings. You don't know their triggers. You don't know their mental health situations. Like, don't do that. I don't really care for that shit. Meltdown or no meltdown, figure out a different way to, like, express yourself. Instead of like banging loud things. But anyways, that dude's annoying to me. But he's also kind of growing on me. But I don't want him to keep growing on me, so he's got to go. People need to, like, just play the game. It's okay if you have feelings and emotions. Sure. But, like, you're letting them affect your gameplay, you fucking morons. God. I really should have auditioned for this show in my 20s because I definitely would have been a villain for sure. That's okay. But now, in my 40s, I have no desire to go on Big Brother because that sounds like torture, being trapped with people in a house. You can't do anything. You have to talk to people all the fucking time. Oh God, no. I could not do that. Mm-mm. Okay, that's all I got on here to say. Uh, Hopefully something in here was relatable. Um, if you would like to possibly throw me a couple of dollars for some snacks. I have an Etsy shop. It's called Laterly. I have 5 things on there now. They're all digital downloads. Just little things I put together, hoping that they help with like masking or how you spend time with friends. Like, I really need to stop just talking off the cuff about my shit because I don't know how to do it well. But uh, yeah, maybe like I got the website and the wherever the notes are for this show. I always regret because that sounded like crap just now what I said, but I'll get better at it someday. But maybe go check it out and help me out because I don't have any purchases yet. And it sure would mean a lot if I could get a couple so that it looks like people actually want to buy my stuff so I can make more money. Oh, I'm a capital. This capitalism, I know, but I do, need snacks. Okay, I just gotta shut the fuck up now. Thank you for listening to this episode that did not change your life. If you got this far, I really appreciate it. Thank you very much. I hope to hear from some of you. I haven't heard from anybody new in like a couple of months. So, but it still looks like people listen to my nonsense. So I know you're out there. Send me a little hey or don't. Okay, thanks for listening. Goodbye.